Modern psychology has a word that is probably used more than any other word in psychology. It is the word maladjusted. Maladjusted. I would like to say to you today that there are some things in our society and some things in our world for which I'm proud to be maladjusted. And I call upon all men of goodwill to be maladjusted to these things until the good society is realized.
The more unhealthy people there are in America, the better the economy.
We have now roughly 2 million people incarcerated in this country, and of those, many of them are in prisons run by private corporations who trade their stock on Wall Street based upon how many people are in jail.
Oh, that behavior is genetic. That is sheer nonsense.
The genetic argument allows us the luxury of ignoring past and present historical and social factors.
You have to create problems to create profit. There is no profit under the current paradigm in saving lives, putting balance on this planet, having justice and peace or anything else. There's just no profit there.
They think that the money sequence of value delivers the life sequence of value, and that's why they say if more goods are sold, if GDPs rise and so forth, therefore there'll be more well-being. Every level of life organization and life system is in a state of crisis and challenge and decay or collapse. No peer-reviewed journal in the last 30 years will tell you anything different, as well as social programs, as well as our water access.
We live in an infinite growth paradigm. Nothing grows forever. The only thing that grows in a human body after a certain age is cancer. Banks printing money out of nothing. It's not just the amount of money that has to keep growing, it's the amount of consumers to borrow money at interest to generate more money, and obviously that's not possible on a finite planet.
For the first time in human history, the species is now faced with the depletion of a core resource.
The governments who are driven by these economists who don't really appreciate what we're talking about are trying to stimulate consumerism to restore past prosperity.
I think that's something our grandchildren will look back on with total disbelief. You people knew that you were dealing with a finite commodity. How could you possibly have built your economy around something which was going to disappear?
Can we say that the society has not been influenced by these major technological advancements? Of course not. These systems really dictate new structures and new needs, and they make a lot of other things obsolete.
Not only is technological unemployment exacerbating the current labor crisis we see across the world due to the global economic downturn, but the more the recession deepens, the faster the industries are mechanizing. This means that while the corporation can produce everything more cheaply, fewer and fewer people will actually have money to buy anything, regardless of how cheap they become.
It's clear that we're on the verge of a great transition in human life.
What we face now is this fundamental change of the life we've known over the last century.
There has to be a link between the economy and the resources of this planet, the resources being, of course, all animal and plant life, the health of the oceans and everything else.